For joining me. I'm glad you're here. My name is Jerrel. I develop games for a living, and welcome to everyone who's new to the channel who has recently subscribed. I like to talk gaming with you guys, but I also do other hobbies and just comedy sketches here. I haven't done sketches in a couple days because I have been trying to catch up on all the news for the Nintendo Direct, and outside of that, there's a lot of games coming out. A number of people have asked me to try Deltarune, so I'm going to try that now. And if you enjoy this video, I would actually really appreciate it if you just shared it with other people. I'm pretty bad with the algorithm. I don't really know how to do it properly, so it's a huge help for the channel here if you share the videos around. I'm going to play Deltarune. I'm going to be approaching this half as a gamer and half as a game developer, and I will be sharing my thoughts and analysis on Deltarune from an artistic and a game design philosophy approach. Let's go ahead and bust this open. Okay, I have not played Undertale. I don't know anything about Undertale or Deltarune. I've only seen the Deltarune trailer that launched about a week ago. I did purchase Undertale. I think it would be fun to play Undertale after I experience Deltarune. It's an interesting experiment to see, to play this one first. Ooh, I quite like this visual effect in the background here. I'm wondering how they've achieved this effect of this tiling here. Ooh, a little bit of a character creation here. Well, I'm not sure which I would like it, but the background really gives me Super Nintendo kind of vibes to it. I think it has a number of images that it's scaling and drawing transparent or semi-transparent, and then scaling them outwardly. I think that's what's going on. This is a simple but very effective visual effect, and it really feels like a Super Nintendo visual effect. I quite like that. I don't know if this guy's balding, and he's got the harshest comb-over I've ever seen. This character's got a cool scar. I'm gonna go for this harsh comb-over because it gives me like middle-aged man vibes. Okay. I'll go with buttons. There we go. Select the legs. Look at the legs. I'm noticing something interesting here. See, the legs are two different widths. So there's two things: that it creates the sense that one leg is farther back than the other, but also when you're creating sprite work, sometimes the number of pixels that you choose for your torso width does not line up well with your leg width, and you end up in a situation where your legs end up each of your legs ends up a different width than the other. I'm just gonna go something that ain't default, because I'm like that. I don't want to be default. This is your body. Do you accept it? Well, yeah, it's the way I was born. I accept my body. Excellent. You have created a wonderful form. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, let us shape its mind as your own. Okay, I will do it. What is its favorite food? Oh, sour food? Sweet food? Pain food? Oof, I don't know about eating pain food. I'm gonna go with sour food. Salty? Got to avoid that. You don't want to, AB is able to donate to anyone. You don't want high blood pressure, so avoid salty foods as you can. We're going blue. What color does it like most? Blue. Please give it a gift. Ooh, kindness or bravery? I think I'll go kindness. Very good. How do you feel about your creation? It will not hear. Hope. But not the Hope from the Star Wars movie where Carrie Fisher was CGI. That Hope was uncanny. Have you answered honestly? Yes, I have. You acknowledge the possibility of pain and seizure. Yes, I acknowledge. Understood. Now, I'm going to check my audio levels. I'm not entirely sure if the audio levels are a little unbalanced or not. Name your vessel. This will be the tale of Hot Dog the Kind. Hot Dog. End. Character creation. We have called it Hot Dog. I like this ominous character creation. It feels like it exists in the lore, like it's not just a space outside of context. It feels like it's a diegetic character creation, which I really like. My own name, J. J. That's mysterious. Excellent. Truly excellent. J. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time as well. Let's see your answers, your wonderful creation. Ooh, will now be discarded. Oh no! No one can choose who they are in this world. Really? So it discarded the character I made? Oh no, I really like that. This is organic mechanical storytelling, and that was fantastic. So it really discarded the character that I made. Oh, this is excellent. So this is the mark of someone, the developer. I don't know who the developer is, but this is someone who understands how people think and how people feel about video games. This is the correct way to use the medium. And it's not about subverting expectations. When I hear someone say, "Oh, I'm going to subvert expectations," it makes me want to punch them in the throat. And I'm not a violent person, but if your core intent is to subvert my expectations, I'm going to punch you in the throat because there's nothing good. There's nothing inherently good or interesting or creative about subverting expectations. It's a very immature way of viewing media creation is, oh, I'm going to subvert expectations. It means that you're not capable of thinking of something better, and so you're just going to do the opposite. It's a very contrarian way. But this is not necessarily subverting expectations. It's using your expectations to organically, mechanically tell you something. And the message was you don't get to pick who you are. Oh, that was really fantastic. Oh boy, this is off to a really wonderful start. I really, really adore that introduction. That was excellent. And it makes sense because it was diegetic. There seemed to be some entity that existed in within the work that was speaking to me during the process. Really fantastic. An assigned copy of the History of Humans and Monsters by Gerson Boom. That was delightful. Oh, I do really, really like this sprite work here. So there is a limited color palette for the environment, and it is used quite well. We have diagonal lines that I'm... Okay, this is interesting. Yes. Oh, this is really well considered. Have a look at these walls. These walls don't make sense. They're not literally making sense. Like if someone who's only done 3D game development made this, they would just put a straight wall in there, right? And it would be a literal representation of a wall. But have a look at the angle that this wall comes out at. It's slanted just here and it's slanted just here. Now, if it existed in a 3D space, it wouldn't look like a normal wall. It wouldn't make any sense. You know, it's there's no reason to have a wall that goes out like that. But in this space, in this context, and in this baseline reality of the visual aesthetic, it makes total sense, and it's the best way to convey the space that we are in. So there's interesting choices here. There is there there's evidence of an understanding of visual communication already. It's the TV. Doesn't seem to even be plugged in anymore. Oh, I wonder why. It's things like this is two-way storytelling. The storyteller gives you a bit of information. The storyteller should always know more than the audience, and the storyteller should always write more than what they give to the audience. But writing more and knowing more allows you to make more interesting decisions, and you can give the audience limited information so that the audience can infer and make assumptions and put the pieces together. This is two-way storytelling. It's infinitely more interesting and engaging. It's something that we've done excellently throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and some of the 2000s. And why I say starting at the 60s is that in the 50s, we didn't really have that good of storytelling because when it came to visual media as an entertainment in the 50s, the core inspiration and the reference point people were coming from was radio. And in radio, you just got to keep talking. You can't show people things. So you keep talking, talking, talking. And so media, visual media, and in the 50s was very brunt force, in your face. But it was in the 60s where visual media became more effective. Towards the end of the 2000s, social media and the internet made people dumber. And so we had to start, for some reason, we produced media where it's just blunt force trauma, where we had to force information down people's faces. But with my own works, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in pandering. I believe in just writing something that allows people to get engaged themselves. Chris, it is a beautiful day today, is it not? I hope it stays this way when, yes, Asriel visits next week. But I wonder, after the excitement of the university, will he still enjoy coming home to this little town? Oh, this is very delightful. I really, really like the color choices here. Something about this feels very Nickelodeon, from the mid-90s, the color choices here. We're conveying, there's autumn leaves, there's not too much pixel detail, there's not much detail density on the trees themselves. You see there are no highlights. You have the base tone and the shading there. Same with the bushes as well. So it's limiting its color palette and its detail density in terms of tonal density as well. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the work is worse or it's bad, because we still understand exactly what it is that we're looking at. So this is taking a minimalist approach to art, but it's not brutalist. A brutalist approach would be like the Vectrix. if you haven't seen the Vectrix, just look it up real quick. But that's like a brutalist approach to visuals, not necessarily in a bad way. The only color they have is white. That's it, you know. And that shot lasers at your eyeballs to basically convey it. There are no pixels on the Vectrix. So, and there is that simplicity to the UI as well. We just have the single. It's monotonal here. It's just the color white and then the black there. We are doing group projects this month, so walk around and find a partner, okay? Do I get to pick my friend? This guy's probably like a bird. What is this weird friend? Partner? I hardly know her. Some classic old-time humor. Funny, right? No? Well, I got news for you, pal. I already got a partner. Scram! Can this guy... Oh, I want this cool snake friend to be my partner. I like his fun little animation there. Chris, you know Jockington and Catty are always partners. We are the ultimate academic duo ever since our first gym class. I don't know why I gave everyone an English accent. It was Julio Hoop Day. They ran out of hoops for us, so she used me instead. That's our origin story. I don't know why I'm still giving everyone an English accent. Okay. Taken. Okay, so I have to talk to everyone. Hey, Chris, is this my friend? Yes. Oh, yeah, I'll take the... Ooh, lights. Use the pencil with the lights on it. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, yeah, I want a group of 3. That's, like, enough for an RPG battle system. Okay, is it okay if we have a group of 3? Oh, what, Birdman doesn't want me to be in a group of 3? Well, what do you say? She's just saying we're fine being alone. Ooh, smaller font to indicate that the character is speaking softly, whispering. I remember first seeing that in it was probably some Super Nintendo game where the font got bigger. Or was it, maybe it was an early PlayStation game where the font got bigger, and then up until that point, you know, I'd only played like Final Fantasy and Breath of Fire, where that didn't happen. Actually, I think Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo probably had variable font sizes just to emphasize speech. Very, very cool. Oh, this character looks like a main character. They've got more detail density. Generally, we convey importance and power with detailed density when it comes to the characters. Okay, am I late? Oh, no, you're fine. We were just, choosing partners for the next group project, and, this... Oh, did that guy just abandon his previous partner? And the facial expressions, it's just enough to convey the emotion. It's quite effective. because otherwise otherwise you would have to look at the character on the screen and then you would look back at the text to see, because you're reading the text, you're looking at the character's facial expression, but the facial expression is right there with the text. Very strong creative choice right there. I do quite like that. That's and there's a variety of facial expressions, yeah. So this guy, I'd see an effective storyteller is able to make you feel a way about a character. And I already feel a way about this character. And the way I feel is I don't particularly like this character. He doesn't feel very loyal. And he was really against me joining in a group of three. So effective storytelling, if you don't feel a particular way towards a character, and that character is basically pointless. They shouldn't be in the story if you're not able to feel something about that character. So much modern media doesn't, it's written by people that don't understand this concept, and they just write characters just to shove information in your face, shove expedition down your throat. Expedition. Exposition. And already the writing in this is quite strong because I'm already feeling a particular reaction towards certain characters. Okay. Anyone please? Hey, there might be a box in the supply closet. Miss Alphys, why don't Susie and I? Good idea, Noelle. So Susie, so since you came in last, why don't you go get it for me? Susie. Whatever. Ooh, what are we, Squall from Final Fantasy VIII? Whatever. And Chris, can you go with her and make sure she actually gets it and stays out of trouble? Thanks, Chris. See you later. So what I'm hoping is, I'm hoping that I get spirited away to a magical land where I can go bop monsters on the nose with a baseball bat. Should I check these closets? Whoa, dude, you can't be eating chalk like that. That's not good for you. I really like the little, that was really expressive, just whatever the character was eating and you see the crumbs of it fly out. Didn't see you there. Didn't you want me to see you eating chalk? You didn't see anything just now, did you? Hmm, you can't even say. Chris. This is a physically large and imposing character. Great use of space and blocking here. Blocking is a theatrical technique. It's a placement of characters and moving actors around a scene and their movement throughout the scene. And this is a good use of blocking here. Let me tell you a secret. Oh, this is a powerful character. Quiet people piss me off. That is one hand picking me up and slamming me against the locker. You think just because you don't say anything, I can't tell exactly what you're thinking? It's over. I caught Susie eating all the chalk. This was her last chance. Now she'll finally be expelled. That is fascinating that I was able to discern that the character was eating chalk. And this is an excellent topic to discuss. It's called priming. Priming is so important when it comes to storytelling. And priming means giving the audience or the viewer information to prepare them for something, to prepare them to come to a conclusion on their own. And so in this situation, we're in a school and we see this style of visual aesthetic, and we associate this with an older time, and older classrooms had a blackboard and chalk, and so we associate classroom, sometime that's a bit old, chalk. And this is an example of priming, is that everything so far, everything about the storytelling has primed me, it's prepared me to come to certain conclusions. And it's so fascinating. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more about this game, because priming is not something that I see very often. because a lot of modern media, especially in the big companies, it's written again by people, it's created by people that are not particularly competent, and they don't understand the concept of priming. And even though it was like 3 or 4 pixels that that character was showing and eating, I was able to discern that it was chalk, and that is a sign of effective priming, effective storytelling. So congrats, Chris, you got me. I'm done for. Just let me say one little thing. Seems like a waste to get expelled just for having a snack. So, Chris, if I know you're gonna pull the trigger, why don't I just get expelled for some real carnage? Chris, how do you feel? That character's yellow teeth. Oh, that's an interesting reveal. Look at that scary face there. About losing your face. Well, I wouldn't want to lose. I wasn't going to tell anyone this character's going to bite my face off. Nah. It's interesting. Chris, you've got a good mother. It'd be a shame to make her bury her child. This character has some real scary teeth. All right, let's get this over with. We'll get more chalk. Mosey back to class, and then, Chris, you'll do our project. How's that sound? Don't like it. What? Your choices don't matter. This is interesting. This is interesting because I have a feeling that my choices do matter. And this character telling me that my choices don't matter is another example of priming. This is so interesting. I really like this so far. Ah, yes. Okay. Oh, this episode has... Oh. No, I'm walking as fast as I can. I'm not used to walking around without someone holding... Don't... Come on. This feels like a school environment. This feels like you're kind of watching, you know, a vintage movie set in a school, you know? So... Ooh, what's going to be in here? What will be in here? Ooh. Ooh, am I going to get spirited away to a magical place? I'm really looking forward to this. Hey, Chris, is it me, or is it really dark in there? Is this character afraid of the dark? This is already a very good setup because we understand the baseline for these characters' relationships. It's the balance of power seems to be totally in favor of the other character, while the smaller character is quite passive. So the balance of power is uneven. We understand what the relationship is with these characters, and because that baseline, we know exactly what it is, there is room for growth and improvement when it comes to storytelling. And so it's very satisfying for us as an audience to see this relationship change, the dynamic between these two characters and the characters themselves, to see them change. That makes for interesting and effective storytelling, and I really like this so far. We'll both go in at the same time. Okay. Ooh, I like this perspective shift. See, why are you so scared? There is nothing in here but old papers. Let's try to find a light switch. What am I capable of performing? Interesting. I can move it up and down a little bit. There may be colliders that... But I feel like I am actually moving up and down, so I think there's colliders that with a wiggle room of like a couple pixels that let me move up and down. Okay. Oh, I don't have items yet. Sell. I'm going to absorb you, Android 17. Okay. Ooh, that's my cell phone. Okay. I'm accustomed to it being called PHS, personal handset. No one picked that. Okay, what are my stats here? Give me my stats. My weapon is a pencil, and my armor is bandage. I've got 2 money. Thinking about what I can do with my 2 money. Now, I'm looking at and diff, and I'm going to assume that the 1 comes from my equipment. Let's see. 10 more experience points I get to level up. I just want to level up, baby. That's weird. I can't find a light switch. Guess it's further in. So I'll going to put a pin in this, and I'll end the episode here, and then tomorrow I'll upload episode 2 for this, because I'm going to keep playing. Generally, I would stop here and I would go, I need to get back to my game development work. but I want to see what happens next. So, okay, that's it for this episode, and please wait for tomorrow. I will upload episode 2 where I'll pick up from this exact spot. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed just hanging out with me and taking a look at Deltarune. So, okay, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourself and be well.